Ladies and gentlemen, you have tuned into 21st generation right here on Zodiak. My name is Ruth Chavula, and today I have Pemphero Chiwaya in the studio from the Youth Corner Malawi, and we are talking about the youth's involvement in waste management, but also tree planting. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and how are you doing?
I'm fine.
You're welcome.
All right, so Pemphero, tell us a bit about yourself and what you do.
My name is Pemphero Chiwaya.
Mhm.
I'm based in Tandwe, that's area 56. And our
Oh,
office
Area
is...
56.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a
It's area
discovery for me.
56. Yeah, so that's where I'm coming from. And
Mhm.
I'm a member of Youth Corner Malawi,
Okay.
working as a secretary.
Okay. And how long have you been working with?
I've been working with Youth Corner for 8 months.
Okay. How has the experience been for you?
Well, I've had lots of experiences, both good and bad.
Yeah.
You're working with youth, and you also work with chiefs, and sometimes it's hard to get to convince the chiefs on the things we're doing in their communities.
Yeah.
But all in all, I've had like good experiences.
All right. So you joined Youth Corner in that. When did you join?
Last year in last year in February, if not, I think it's in
Yeah.
February.
Okay.
About a year now.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
year. So it's not 8 months. It's
Yes,
about a year.
It's about a year.
That's 12 months.
Mhm.
That's a milestone
Yeah, it
for
is.
someone to work.
Mm.
So when did Youth Corner start?
Youth Corner started in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, our founder is Samuel
Mm-hmm.
Shumba. So he started this organization in 2018, just with small number of youth people who were just staying in the community, like doing nothing. So he started mobilizing them, and then started sharing the mission that he had, just to keep them in one place and at least give them something to do.
And at the moment, how many people are you working with?
Right now we are 150 plus.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh, it's
and,
it's a big thing.
It is. So of this population, 69% are girls, and the other percentage is for boys.
All right. So you said how many percentages?
69 for girls,
Okay.
and the other percentage for boys.
Was it a deliberate move to
Not
involve
really.
girls mostly?
Not as such, but we just realized most girls are interested more than boys.
Is it?
So yeah.
I would think boys want to be in the forefront of doing things more than girls. You know, people usually say, the girls are shy.
Yeah.
They don't do this, they don't do that, especially when it comes to working with the other gender in the same community. But I'm glad that you are able to have a higher number of girls,
Yeah.
which means, the gender equality is not really balancing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to see more girls involved in, things like that, it's a really good thing. So, you mentioned that it started in 2018.
Yes.
Maybe I know that you just joined them like maybe a year ago, but still, what was the reason? Maybe what inspired Youth Corner Malawi? Because we're talking about waste management, and we're also talking about waste recycling and management,
Yes.
and then there's also tree planting. You
yes.
understand? These are not the issues that as most young people want to talk about or get themselves involved in. I think it's once in a while that you hear that you understand? So what inspired this idea?
We had a lot of young people who were not in school, and some of them just came out from schools and were not employed yet. So they were just moving around the communities. Some of them could start some small businesses which couldn't work, and we saw a good number of them being involved in drug and substance abuse and some other bad behaviors. So Samuel Shumba, as our founder, upon noticing this kind of scenario, he came up with an idea to form a youth group that would be helping them to kind of rediscover themselves, and just to show them how they can be part of the community and things that are happening around, and also to empower them to do at least something that will keep them busy, that will also help them to stay away from these other bad characters and bad behaviors.
And from the time that you started, that's 2018 to
Yes.
now, this is 2024.
Yeah.
That's a gap of, I'm thinking, 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what impact, if you're to rate, what sort of impact have you had on young people?
We've had like a very massive impact, so to speak, because as I said, the moment this thing was just starting, we had a good number of people who were just staying. And right now, since Youth Corner Malawi started, we've had a group, like different groups of youth people, young people participating in the issues of this tree planting, waste management, and recycling. And mostly what we do with the waste that we correct, because some of the things that we do is to clean up the roads and marketplaces as well as the drains, to just make sure the drains are cleaned up. As the rain is coming, there should be clear passage for the water. So what we usually do is these waste that we correct, we take them to a certain place. We have a specific place where we're doing a program, a project. We are turning those waste into manure. So through this program of waste management, kind of, we are able to have like youth who are able to make manure, and they are selling them, and that money is, part of the money is used for them to find, like, to start their own businesses. And this is giving them something to do. They are at least being keeping we are keeping them busy, so to speak. So now we have a good number of people that are now able to know what to do. They're not just wasting their time doing things that would benefit them. And also we've had some trainings on some technical skills. Right now, as I'm speaking, we have girls who are now able to do tailoring, and they are making a living through it. So we've had a number of good impact.
A number of good impacts, I can tell. I want to focus a bit on the waste recycling and management. Like I said, it's not something that a lot of young people would be interested in doing, you understand? So just maybe a highlight on why you think it's important for young people to be involved in this waste recycling and management, besides the fact that in your case, why do you think it's important? Because you're not the only person that has had this initiative. I think is it the former first lady also had this whole project, they keep Lilongwe clean, or was it keep Malawi clean? But not a lot of young people were involved in that. They weren't even willing. As long as there's nothing to be gained from there, they wouldn't want to participate in that. Hell, I wouldn't even want to be, to be sweeping in the streets, So for people like me and the people that are watching us right now, why do you think it's important for young people to be involved in, cleaning the surroundings, just recycling and
It is very important because young people are the future, and not just the future, even today is for young people.
Exactly.
Since we are still energetic. So it is very important because they are being helped to come to understand or to realize the potentials they have through the projects that we are having. And some of them are now finding their way through life, like they never had any idea, they never looked at themselves as they are capable of doing something. So as they have joined this initiative, we are seeing that a lot of them are now discovering things, and they are able to plan even their day. So it is very important, and it is also giving them a sense of ownership, and they are now being responsible for the things around them and their communities. So it's important for them to participate.
Okay.
Yes.
I was trying to run away from your initiative to just cleaning the surroundings in home. You understand?
Yes.
Like I said, when as you're growing up, you're a young child in the home. They tell you have to do this, or you clean the surrounding,
Yes.
or you clean the plates, or you do this, you do that. There are a number of people that don't like cleaning, People just don't want to wake up and clean their surroundings just at home. Want more going into the streets. So now my emphasis was on these young people who are willingly going into the streets to clean when it does not maybe benefit them in monetary ways.
Yes.
Or just, a personal thing, you understand? And as well as the community. How are they benefiting from cleaning the surroundings? And also, is it everybody's responsibility, or is it just the young people who are responsible for, cleaning the surroundings? Because, some might say we're the ones that litter a lot. Yeah, so now my question was importantly on why do you think it's important for them to go in the streets and clean, as well as the community that they're serving, of course?
Well, so this is like very important for them as individuals as well as for the community they are serving. Just recently we had cholera outbreak. Of course, it's not fully gone.
Yeah.
They still have the issues. So these young people are also affected with the issues of cholera, and them taking part is it just shows the ownership or the responsibility, the understanding they have on importance of taking care of the surrounding. It also gives them like the chance, because people get to notice them. They get to know that they are being the citizens that are needed, that the citizens we need to have in our country. That they are able to notice a problem, and now they are getting into it to try to solve it. So it is also important even for the community, because we are like doing this for the common good. For instance, I talked about cleaning the drains as well as the marketplace or the surrounding. We are keeping our places clean, and we are not ashamed even if we can receive visitors like anytime, because our surrounding is clean. So that's pretty much it. Okay.
So as you're doing this initiative and you go into several maybe marketplaces or just other surroundings around your communities, what do you think is a major challenge in keeping our surroundings clean?
Well, since I joined Youth Corner Malawi, I've noted that most people do not like to do something for free, especially when it comes to these issues of cleaning up the surrounding, the roads and the marketplace, as well as a tree planting thing. People would like to do something like that and get paid by the end of the event. So we've had issues where we've tried to mobilize them and to teach them on how important it is for them to do or to participate. But still more, we've seen some other young people being resistant, to take part, because they thought it is not important for them to do something for free. So the most challenges that we've been facing is trying to convince a lot of young people to be taking part in these activities for free. So we are still training them and giving them some guidance and direction sort of, so that they can know that it is very much important to take part despite doing that for free. We've also have challenges, because Youth Corner Malawi it's a non-profit local organization, so we're just operating within the communities and the people around us. And as I said, the numbers increased with the passing time. So we are now facing challenges when it comes to like mobilizing resources.
Yeah.
Because most of times we use our pocket money.
Yeah.
And so to find resources or maybe materials to use for cleaning and all that is a challenge. But all in all, we are trying to find ways of how we can handle this. Of course, some things are just beyond us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are trying.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. I wanted to make a little shift from Youth Corner Malawi. You understand? To just Malawi as a whole.
Yes.
So I remember a good point that you gave, yeah, cholera. There was a point where I had interviews with several people. I was asking about my diapers and to gurama diapers, you know, all over the place, especially and hajora makala musika, Indiana, Janjani. The minute that they change their diaper, they just throw it away without kuganizira kuti malawa amene ndikutaya chinthu chodani, you understand? So in that moment when I was having that interview, there was a number of people just don't care, people are just ignorant, you know, because having believe you me kunsika kuna was umakhandi malo akuri amanena zokuti apa ziponyedwa, you know, zinyalala apa usaponya zinyalala even museum, yeah, magali moto timata kungo sisa window kutaya chinthu chanjani when you actually see a poster that says keep Lilongwe clean or keep that. So now that's why I asked the question, Guri, what is the major challenge? What is really going on the ground when you interact with these people? Because obviously you're interacting with a lot of Malawians who are not necessarily in the Youth Corner organization, but they're just, you know, citizens. You know, what is the biggest challenge that makes us, I'm not going to say makes them because we're all Malawians.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so what makes us to, you know, what is the biggest challenge in keeping our surroundings clean? What goes on, really? I just want to understand, and I'm pretty sure the people that are watching us want to understand as well.
Yes. Some of the biggest challenges are the ones you just mentioned, where we try, because every time we are doing the cleaning, we also speak to the people around. We tell them to make sure they keep their waste in one place or dump them somewhere, and to make sure they are sweeping the place before and after their business. But still, we have people who do not do that. For instance, the day we're just cleaning, just soon, is it in November, December, we also had another cleaning event. We started from a spearhead place, went down to Siliza Mwenira ground, up to the Siliza primary school. So we were cleaning and then telling them not to do, like not to just dump the things around. But still, some people, they could still throw things just right at the place where we just cleaned. So resistance is there, and some people still don't care because they consider like places, for instance the roads or maybe the marketplace, they don't consider that as a place that is so connected to them because it is not their house. So we still have such kind of challenges where people are resistant to keep the places clean or to take ownership of things that surround them.
Okay, so do you think there's ever a solution to like end this? Do you ever talk about it at your organization? Go, hey, I think what has a serious experience, maybe this or that should be done. Do you ever think about that?
Of course we do. Some people that we interacted with during the cleaning event said they usually don't have like a same place to dump the things. So they were requesting us to provide them with bins for them to be using that instead of scattering things around. Of course, we don't consider it as something that we can do as immediate as they may need it, because it will need some money. And also, we are thinking right now of how best we can convince them. We are, of course, teaching people, especially the ones that are within Youth Corner Malawi, we teach them, and we also tell them to teach people around their communities, because we are not only in Tandiri, we are also in different places, Kisab or Area 25 in some areas. So we are trying to find ambassadors in all these places that we're working with, that people could be teaching their fellow members to keep the places clean. And we're also still thinking of a best way of handling this. So,
all right, maybe before we wrap up on the waste recycling and management topic, maybe you as organization, how do you want to collaborate maybe with the government or maybe bigger organizations that also deal with the same to end these challenges that we have at hand?
well, we are so much willing to collaborate, because we know that this is not a small thing, that it cannot be done by Youth Corner alone. It is something that is calling for collaboration.
Yeah.
So we are still trying to find some organizations, even some government sectors that are also doing the same. We really want to partner with them and collaborate, and together try to sort out some of these issues that we are talking about.
All right, now let's jump to tree planting, which is also very interesting for young people because of the harsh climate change that we have at the moment. We saw in 2023 when they were hit with Cyclone Freddy, and that affected a lot of young people. And now I see that tree planting is also one of the initiatives that you've taken upon yourselves at Youth Corner Malawi. So why do you think it's very important for young people to be involved in tree planting, or maybe let's just say conserving their environment?
Well, things have been changing. The weathers, we are talking about weather change or climate change. If we try to dig a bit deeper, we'll come to the realization that all this is happening because we do not have as much trees as we used to have in the past. And also, of course, there are a lot of contributing factors that are causing weather change, but one of them being the biggest one is lack of
trees.
Enough trees. So this initiative that we are currently doing of planting trees, we feel it is going to help a lot in checking with climate change issues. Not only climate change issues, you can agree with me, in the past we used to have some mango trees in our farms, or some other trees that would even provide manure for our farms. We could have trees around the farm, but right now we move in different farms, you'll find maybe only one tree or not even a tree, which is also keeping like our farms prone to harsh weathers. So we feel bringing up this issue of planting trees is gonna help a lot in checking issues to do with weather changes.
Okay, so how do you make sure that young people are involved in planting trees? Do you go into every communities and plant trees, or what do you do?
No, we can't afford going through all the communities and be planting trees by ourselves. So what we do is we collaborate with chiefs, and we share our visions and plans and the project that we have. In this case, if we have the project of tree planting, we also communicate that with the chief. So the chief invites people and explain to them about the event, the date, time, and everything that is needed. So that helps us to have a big participation of people doing the tree planting, whether around their communities or somewhere. For instance, we went to Bunda Mountain a certain time, where we also planted some trees in some areas that we saw the areas needed trees. So all this is done through the collaboration that we have with the chiefs and youth people around the communities.
All right, Pemphero, let's wrap up right now. What would you advise the young people that are watching us at this moment?
Well, my advice to young people is they need to know that they are the future and that our country waits for them. You know, even the Bible says the country waits for the manifestation of God's children. So who is a God's child if he is not taking ownership of the things that, you know, God gave us? So my advice is every young man, or they should take part in the things that concerns them. If it's an issue to do with waste management, an issue to do with tree planting to check with whether conditions of climate change, they should take part. They shouldn't expect somebody to come and do something for them, but they should stand up for themselves and be the change they want to see in their country.
All right, thank you so much for coming, and hopefully one time maybe when you have things happening in your community, you'll invite us to be part of that. All right, so thank you so much for coming. Hopefully we'll join you again next time. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap in today's episode of 21st Generation. See you again next time. It's been good. My name is Ruth Javula. Until next time, say bye for now.